You have a lot of stickers on the top of your laptop that face the crowd?
I don't. So when I...
This is the dumbest question,
I
love it.
When I learned to DJ,
Uh-huh.
I started with a laptop, and I made the point to never use a laptop.
Tosh Show. Tosh Show. Tosh Show from Show. Welcome to Tosh Show. I'm Daniel, and I got good news for some of you and bad news for the rest of you. Eddie's not here. Well, guess what, Eddie? Two can play at this game. Next week, I won't be here. You're probably wondering why I'm putting on a little bit of a twang with my voice. It's because I've been watching Ransom Canyon, okay? And you're about to get some spoilers. So if you're not finished with Ransom Canyon, you're going to want to either skip over this or you're going to just want to turn this episode off right now. Ransom Canyon, it's a show on Netflix starring Josh Duhamel, Tad Hamilton, Fergie's ex. It's basically what I would describe as like a sexy Hallmark Lifetime version of Yellowstone. Is that in the ballpark?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's what they were trying to go for. But it's ridiculous. Minka Kelly, is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, she's in there, 44, and just still just as beautiful as the first time I laid eyes on her in Friday Night Lights. There's a lot of problems with this show. It is horrible. Okay, I'm getting that out of the way. My wife started watching the first episode. I was doing things around the house. Halfway through the first episode, I said, well, I'm done doing stuff until this is over, and we watched it. By the way, the show is sexy. I don't understand this, Netflix. At the beginning of the show, it tells you, like, this, the episode, little warning in the corner, and it would say nudity. But a lot of episodes didn't have nudity. It was like there was some nudity eventually in the series, but it wasn't. Don't get excited when you see nudity on the first 4 episodes. There's no nudity. Second thing that I have a huge problem with this show is its location, the geography. They're West Texas, and it's beautiful. Now, anybody that's been to Lubbock knows what a shithole West Texas really is. There's no beautiful vistas, nothing. And I've seen people comment about this. The time of the year is confusing. Just the mountains, the canyons, it's just all breathtaking. Meanwhile, the homes all look like just unbelievable Aspen, multi-million-dollar, ranches. That doesn't reek of West Texas. They're all ranchers. Nobody ranches. Very little to no ranching goes on. Also, horribly depressing. Like the show starts out, Josh Duhamel, what's his name? His name is Staten? Staten. Staten's wife dies, and then the first episode, then his son dies. Hey, so he's just a big depressed guy, and he can't bang Minka Kelly. Meanwhile, if that were my situation, day one of my wife being gone, me and Minka Kelly are going at it. Yeah. That's a given. That's what my wife would want.
Yeah. Especially her.
I mean, she would understand. She'd have to. She'd be like, I get it. I'm gone. You never know when she's gonna lock it down with another one. I was Googling the people that she's dated. That list is long and impressive. Good for her. She went like from Derek Jeter to Trevor Noah. I'm not going to tell you what direction I think that is, but Austin Water and Power, they're trying to buy the land to run a pipe through the town. None of it makes sense. Oh, another thing doesn't make sense. One time, Davis, who's Staten's brother-in-law, one time he's trying to close the deal with Minka Kelly. He goes and buys her a pizza, but somebody online looked it up, and it's a minimum of a 4-hour drive from wherever where they're pretending to be to get that pizza in the big city and then back. So also did I mention that Quinn, Minka Kelly, is being torn this whole time because she's being invited to be at the Philharmonic Orchestra because she's a pianist and she's amazing, but she doesn't want to give up on this horrible life here in West Texas, some shitty bar. It's not even a bar. It's a dance hall. It's a dance hall. So that's really, it's tales old as time where I could be with hot Josh Duhamel or the Philharmonic Orchestra. And I'm be honest with you, if you gun to my head, do I want to be in the Philharmonic Orchestra or be with Josh Duhamel? I don't know what I pick. Although I'd probably pick Philharmonic Orchestra because I saw Josh Duhamel in Jeff Lewis, my doppelganger's reality home makeover show, and I was like, oh, he's not that impressive upstairs, if you ask me. I don't even know what else I want to talk about this show. So, and the whole time he's trying to figure out his son who drove away mad, and there's anger, and he died that night. But apparently he thinks there was somebody else on the road. And like a year later, he just casually picks up half the bumper of the truck that was involved in the accident. Like here, and the sheriff doesn't want to investigate it. None of this matters. No one's ranching. And he's always has time to be at this bar that Mika Kelly, and by the way, her little business partner, who I think is Mexican because she speaks Spanish, but other people can speak Spanish that aren't Mexican. I think she's Native American. I couldn't tell for sure. Her ex-boyfriend definitely seemed Native American. Anyway, she's got a butt that is just honestly, like, I didn't even hesitate when we were watching it with my wife. I immediately just paused it and rewound it and paused it again and was like, well, let's just look at this for a little bit. They didn't show her butt for like the first 4 episodes, and then they start showing her butt. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's the greatest butt I've ever seen. She's dating Yancey, but I have an issue with his name, Yancey. I just finished watching Bad Monkey on Apple TV. And that was, Vince Vaughn's character was Yancey. And they got a narrator. What's his name? Tom Nowicki. Every episode is just like, Yancey didn't know that he was. So now I'm doing that every time this Yancey is on screen. I'm like, well, one thing is for sure, Yancey bit off a little more than he can chew with that ass. You get it. By the way, you do find out that the killer was his cousin, the other kid, who's a mixed kid. You don't know, you know he's mixed. You're confused by his look because Davis, the dad, you're like, how does that your son? But then you meet the mom, and she's what's her name?
Paula Joe.
Paula Joe, right. So then you're like, okay, by the way, there's just no way that a Paula Joe lives out in the middle of nowhere fucking Texas. It makes no sense. Oh, then you find out that this other high school kid was banging the sheriff's wife. And again, I told you, spoiler alert. Anyway, eventually the sheriff goes and arrests his wife. She got in a fight with her daughter, who's like a cheerleader, but wants to be a cheerleader at UT, but she can't because she can't go to the tryouts because it's the same time as something else, and her dad won't. I don't know why. Why did her dad say she couldn't go to the tryouts?
Because she was dating Lucas, and he wouldn't sign the permission slip.
Oh, because she was dating Lucas, wouldn't sign. Okay, that's right, Dylan. So he was vengeful. The father's sheriff, shocking, isn't a good dad, but a great sheriff. She had a bad ankle, and she didn't land a back tuck. But then later on, her dad gets her another, tryout for UT's cheerleading squad. Like, well, who cares? Just go. You don't think cheering at Texas A&M would be fun? That's great over there. The casting is confusing on this show. They didn't do a great job of making people look like who they're supposed to be related to. And nobody sells their land, or they do sell their land, but they refuse to. There was a rodeo at some point. Like, you have to throw this last bull riding event. You need to fall off at 4 seconds, and he doesn't. He stays on for the full 8 seconds, or however long you're supposed to ride a bull.
8 seconds.
Dylan, they haven't even announced that there's going to be a season 2 of this show, which is bonkers because the end of the episode is like the end of a soap opera where there's 15 unanswered questions. Oh, what if there isn't a season 2? Then all of this was for naught. My wife's biggest problem with the show was she just kept saying, well, why don't they just arrest whoever owned a blue Ford F-150 F-150 or whatever the truck was. Like, it's a small town. Don't they just know, oh, so-and-so has that truck. Where's he been? The end. I was like, I don't know. Let's just keep watching. Quit trying to, you don't win anything for solving stuff. And she also complained constantly that Reed, Davis's son, his like Western ranch clothes always looked like they were just bought from Target that day. Like they were like still stiff and had seams in it. It wasn't like worn clothes. That was her gripe. Everyone has a gripe. Why can't we just sit back and appreciate that Josh Duhamel at 55 is hotter than Brad Pitt? Huh? There, I said it. Speaking of desert lands, my guest today, she lives out there in the heat. Not that imaginary town of Ransom Canyon. She lives out like in the Coachella Valley. Enjoy. Tosh Show. My guest today always gets the crowd sweating, and not just because she's the hottest DJ in the Coachella Valley where temperatures soar into the triple digits. Let's get the party started. Give it up for DJ Tina Turntables. How many times are you hitting the DJ air horn during a set?
None. None. I should, though. I gotta bring it back.
You DJ'd my audio guy Dylan's wedding. Tell me, did he try to tinker with your equipment before the reception and totally mess up the audio? Because that's the kind of move he does around here all the time.
No, he stayed back. He stayed.
Good. You'll never get your levels right if he starts touching them. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Tina, I've never been more confident about my read on someone. Have you ever experienced ghosts?
Well, it's hard because it's like it's ghosts, but you could say just like the supernatural. I feel like I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist on my free time. And so, I don't know, I feel like there's something more out there. I don't know if it's always ghosts, but like energies, frequencies. The thing is that I've had like really, really close people that I like spent a lot of time with. They passed on. Because we had so many references, there's things that like have happened that only they can explain. And so like when these things happen after they've passed on, this is like a lot of magic that this world has brought.
I don't believe a word you're saying, but it's awesome to hear. Do you have any siblings?
Yes.
Full disclosure, I know about your 33-year-old virgin brother.
Yes. Also a comedian.
Is he older?
2 months older. We're Irish hood twins, as you say.
Yeah. When did you unpack all this luggage?
Well, it's because my father was a Rolling Stone. So all throughout my life, like, my mom's a full rule follower. And then my father's completely eccentric in every way. So I guess, like, in those opposites. But it's nice because she raised me with the structure and, the rules. And then my father showed me what's outside the rules and how the rules are flexible.
Oh, wow.
And, it's...
Possibly there might not be rules at all.
Hey, right? It's just based on the moment. And so with my father, I got closer to him in my adult life.
Are you telling me that I could just leave my kids now and then have a good relationship with them in 20 years?
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Yeah,
hold on. Let me think about it. Your dad also was a comedian and was also a DJ?
Yeah.
Or is a DJ?
No, DJs was like 80s.
Got it.
Yeah.
On the radio? Or like a DJ in clubs?
House parties, LA,
Got
clubs,
it.
But,
And he opened for Andrew Dice Clay?
Yeah.
That is
bizarro
bizarro world.
Has been his lifetime thing, but now he's like a banker to pay bills and stuff. But
oh, man.
yeah,
That is all sides of it.
He's fun. I get a lot of joy, and I always think about like who would walk me down the aisle because my stepfather raised me from when I was a baby to on, and I would like honestly have both of them. The one who raised me, and then my biological father.
You want a big wedding?
No.
I don't need. I didn't have
super
there was
tiny.
no aisle to walk down.
I actually want to get married at midnight.
Oh boy.
I'm a nocturnal soul for sure, and I think like the symbolism of like exchanging vows, like the wedding starts at midnight and then you get married at like 5 a.m. or something as the sun is rising.
Hold on, you're telling me that we have to fucking sit through this thing for 5 hours in the middle of the night?
Well, it's going to be like a cool place. Small wedding, just the nose, you know?
My goodness. I don't even know if I want the invite. What do you think of the DJ at my wedding that the first song played Gold Digger?
A lot of people love that song.
Was that a shot at my wife?
That's great. I mean, that's a great song.
Where did you grow up?
So it's back and forth. So I spent most of my elementary years in Irvine, Orange County.
Do you like Irvine?
As a kid, I did.
You did?
Yeah. I mean, played outside. It was very classic, you know.
And then you moved out to the desert?
Moved out to the desert in 8th grade, high school basically. And wow, that was a depressing move because went from like all the friends, I don't know, there's something about it, the social dynamics and structures that were happening. And then to just have it all stop and go to the desert without a goodbye because my mom wanted to own a house, so they moved to the desert because it's like a little bit more affordable and you could get more. We ended up moving to a country club that just opened up for 55 and older. It was like the first time I was like depressed because like
you moved to an old folks home.
Yeah.
Where are you in Palms? Where are you? Palm Desert? Where are you at?
Indio. So right
Indio.
across the street from where the Coachella Fest takes place.
What was the first time you ever went to the Coachella Music Festival?
2010. It was Jay-Z's year.
That's the first time.
Yeah, it's when they still, the last year they had like plastic wristbands. I mean, it was amazing, but like my set, because I've gone like 14 times. And like I've snuck into the festival. I've worked at the festival.
Is it easy to sneak in?
You know what? You can do it many, many ways. And like confidence can take you. Like with team effort, you can do anything.
When did you first try to become a DJ?
You know, it was something that I always like entertained, but I kind of like fell into it. Like my best friend is the one who came up with Tina Turntables because I had this really bad haircut in high school. And I looked like Tina Turner from Mad Max. Everything was like super choppy. So my nickname in high school used to be Tina Turner because of the hairstyle.
Okay.
And then my best friend, he ended up coming up with Tina Turntables. Like, wow, you'd be like a dope DJ, you know? And so
you had the name before you became a DJ?
100%, yeah. And so I got a job in like hospitality. It was like, I just didn't like it. And so I would go on Craigslist looking for odd jobs just to do like anything else. And like I ended up hooking up with this airplane pilot. And he drove, it's a 1929 new standard. So it's like basically an Amelia Earhart plane, open air, propeller in front. And then there's only 6 of his in the world. So there's like a cabin of 4 in front. And then he drives from the back.
And you got in this thing?
Yeah. He basically, companies would hire him. And he didn't want to get out of the plane because it's such an old plane. So he had to keep it running. So I would just organize the people in 4s on the ground, walk them over to the plane. And then at the end of the job, he's like, you want to ride? And so he like gave me a ride. And I'm like, this is insane. He had a hazelnut farm. And so he like took off between the trees, you know.
I feel like I'm doing drugs at this point. How is this getting me to you becoming a DJ?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, but I was doing odd jobs. So this entertainment company hired me. That was my next job. And they were like, we're looking for...
This had nothing to do with this fucking pilot?
Oh, well, I mean, I was looking for odd jobs, so that's how I found
He was just an odd job.
Yeah.
But it had nothing to do with being a DJ.
No.
God damn
but that's what
Tina.
led me. That's what led me.
Okay, that's what led you to the next odd job.
Yeah, which was the entertainment company, and they were looking for a karaoke host.
A karaoke host?
Yeah.
By the way, can you sing?
I can stay on key.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could get a little jazzy with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because you've got a fun voice.
Thank you.
So I imagine that you could sing.
Yeah.
Okay. True or false, karaoke is the worst.
It's the best.
Oh, that's false. Interesting.
I wish more people did karaoke because when I was dating, I would always do karaoke at my house with the guy I was dating. And I would really study him on what songs he would choose. And like whenever I was having like a hard time in my relationship, I would see what songs that they would choose and it would be very telling. The subconscious just tells all in karaoke.
The only time in my life I've ever actually been to a real karaoke bar was Doug Stanhope forced me to go when I was opening for him in Davie, Florida, and he made me go up and do a duet, Sonny and Cher, I've Got You, Babe, but he made us change the word to I've Got AIDS, and then at the end, he wanted us to kiss because he thought it was funny in this country bar for two men to kiss, and he wanted us to get beat up, I guess. He was basically Sacha Baron Cohen 20 years before Sasha. You don't spin vinyl?
The vinyl's at home. I don't have the manpower.
Okay.
You know? But there actually is another Tina Turntables, and she's in New Zealand. And she does do only vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we get each other's clients, and we like send it back. I'm the U.S. Tina Turntables.
I was in a club in New Zealand once.
How is it? Is it great?
I was weird. There was girls swimming naked in this aquarium that I was in, and they wouldn't serve alcohol, so we were just you could just order a Snapple. I mean, we were drinking Snapples, and I just remember seeing people swimming naked in this aquarium. It was bizarre. At the very beginning of your career, what can like a young DJ expect to make, doing some private small gig?
The way I did it is I was hired with a company.
Okay.
So it was like $400 the client was paying. And then I came there, set up everything, did the party, brought it all back. And I only got $80 out of that $400.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt some type of way. So I just started getting my own equipment and then got my first residency. And that's what helped me get independent. And then with that club that I was at, I built all my clientele, and that's what saved me during the pandemic.
Were you working all the way through the pandemic?
Yeah, I never stopped.
How many nights a week are you working?
Maybe I'll get a day off during season. Like right now, I work about 6 days. I've been working the last 6 days since December.
Do you ever do house music? Do you ever spin house music and
Oh,
stuff?
yeah.
Okay. See, when I was 18, I moved to Orlando, Florida. And so nightclubs became part of my life.
Yeah.
And I didn't do drugs. My friends all did the ecstasies and stuff. I didn't touch it, but I did love the music. I wore my Jenko jeans.
Yeah.
I had the big
Jenko jeans, nice.
I had the big hoops.
Yeah.
And I was dancing all night long.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. It's such a weird to think about that time in my life now is just so confusing.
You see the culture transforming. Like I feel like at the time that you were in college, it's when people were less inhibited to dance. And while I do get people dancing, there's a lot of insecurity out there.
Do you talk while you're DJing a lot? Do you get up, you start yelling stuff at people?
Sometimes. Like I do like to pop in there.
Have you ever screamed, if you're proud to be Latino, stand the fuck up?
Not yet.
Oh.
But it's coming.
I've always wanted to yell that into a mic.
I'm DJ Tosh.
I was a DJ
Okay.
in a USA weird drama, like a sexy drama. It was on for like one season. It's called Sins of the City. It was shot in Miami, Florida.
Nice.
And my character was DJ Dogman. And apparently I drugged some people, or I gave drugs and then they got raped. I don't know, something awful. Oh, if we could find a clip of that. I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen myself in this. If you could find that would be nice.
Did you get to like be behind the decks?
Mm-hmm.
Would they
Yeah, I was behind the decks.
Yeah.
I was pinching the
Nice.
earphone. I was
Yeah.
doing the fader back and forth.
Nice. Yeah.
But I don't really remember anything else. You don't take breaks during your gigs. How
No,
long is your set, and how many UTIs have you had?
I actually only peed on myself once. Yeah. That was a rough one. Yeah.
Why didn't you just go to the bathroom?
I was committed. Well, I wear crazy outfits when I DJ, so
Your wardrobe's intense.
couldn't make it time.
Are you buying all your own
But I
stuff?
learned, yeah.
Are you making it? Are you like creating it? Are you?
Yeah, you never stop searching for that outfit. That's why I have like a bulging closet, because I have all these outfits and accessories of like one day. I haven't worn it yet, but one day.
Do you every time you have a gig like do it to the nines?
Yeah, because it's It's the same thing. The reason why I wear heels while I DJ, because I feel like people treat me better. Maybe it's like how it positions the body or the shoulders. People see that, they respect it. It's a silent thing. And like I tell my girls, because I work with a lot of girl DJs, look, do your thing, but I've never been disrespected in heels. But in flats, I've been disrespected. If you dress up for an event that you're playing for all these strangers that you have to like figure out on the fly, there's kind of a nice respect of like, oh, you put yourself together. And a lot of the times when I'm DJing, you're trying to get your crowd to trust you. Sometimes when I'm dressed like super crazy or just like to the nines, it buys me time trying to figure out who I'm playing for.
Aren't you glad that you just, I know it takes a while to do all the accessories and the clothes, the hair, the makeup, but like when you think of somebody like Deadmau5 who just puts a huge...
The way I would love to DJ in a mask, because like...
You would?
Yeah, because the thing is that perception, when people like walk in and they see you DJing, whatever your idea, perception they got going on, they're going to project it onto you sometimes. And sometimes it's very heavy. There's like an expectation or something. Like I've had weird clients where he was this Italian guy and he kept on saying, I'm older, but I'm like a cool 60-year-old, And then like I remember when I finished DJing for him, he said, I really liked your set. I thought it wasn't that black, I thought you were gonna really black it up, and I was just like,
he followed it up with more.
I was like, yeah,
that makes me uncomfortable.
So during Coachella, I got my cornrows done, but it was so interesting to see the difference. It was almost like they were scared of me. And these were people that I've like DJ'd for, but like the hair, I could see them because I'm looking at them, I'm playing for them. But I could see them like looking back and like timid to like engage with me. It was like a weird thing. And that's why I always change my hair though too, because I'm really interested in how people receive me in different hairstyles.
When you go home, do you take the time, because it's so late every night?
Yeah.
Do you still take all the makeup off and get ready for bed, or do you fall out in bed just exhausted?
Sometimes I wish I didn't have to take off my makeup, 'cause it's
But
just...
you have to.
Yes, yeah, you do.
I just can't imagine. We would never work. I could never date somebody that had that life. I would never see you. I go to bed at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
You're coming home.
And that's the thing. I've dated like a couple of early birds, and they try their best to hang tight.
I'm not gonna hang tight.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep. How many hours a day are you sleeping?
Like 12.
No, you're not.
Well, I was like excited for today, so I didn't get like a lot of sleep. But usually, yeah, 12 to 16 sometimes.
No, you don't.
Do you like? Yeah,
A human can't sleep 16 hours.
I can. It's nice.
What do you mean 16? If you went to bed at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
I can't add 16 to that. What's that?
8 p.m.
Oh yeah, reverse it. So let's see. If I'm going to bed around midnight.
You go to bed at midnight. What time do you wake up?
So I'm doing better. Now I'm waking up at like 10. It feels good, but like for a while I was waking up at like
you were saying
2 o'clock.
You were saying how many hours you stay awake when you said 16.
No.
You can't sleep for 16 hours. There's only 24 hours in a day.
Yeah, right? And do you need to be up for that long? I wish siestas were more practiced.
I take a siesta every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes 2.
Well, that's the thing, too. I live in the desert, so literally the best weather is at night.
Do you get hit on constantly while you're working?
It's rough. It's so rough because, like, when I'm hit on, like take weddings, for instance, a guy will see me and he'll be like, I'm going to save her for last, Like, I'm going to strike out on all these girls.
Okay.
And if I strike out,
I understand.
there's the DJ at the end of the night. And so that's the type of guys that I get, And so because I'm looking at the crowd, I'm watching him strike out.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, hey, baby, now I'm here now, And it's like...
But has any guy ever come up to you that you didn't know, that you were just working, and talked to you and you given them your phone number or went out with them?
No. The thing is that every time, like, I judge them low key. So I guess when it comes to like the guys that I'm looking for, if a guy hits on me while I'm DJing, the thing is a lot of the times I'm doing full sound setups in heels alone. So I'm like packing my own subwoofers. I have an army of speakers, and so the guy will hit on me and maybe I'll be interested, but I feel some type of way when the party ends and he goes home and he doesn't even offer to, help me.
Well, sure. I mean, that's a lot of work. He doesn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Have you ever dated a DJ?
Yeah.
How'd that work?
He was horrible. He cheated on. He like ran train. Like it was like I found out later on. Yeah, he was wild. Like yeah, he was like 6'5", but so many bangers that he introduced me to because I was like a baby DJ when he was like doing the run through. But he was interesting.
What do you look for in a guy?
That's a great question. Yeah.
Do you? If somebody said, "Oh, I know Tina's type," would they be right or?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, there is a type.
Like it's kind of general though. Like hair is a situation. Like
what kind of hair do you like?
Doesn't matter if it's. I mean, no offense to baldies out there, but hair. Like there's something about hair, eyes, kindness.
What about age? Do you care about age?
My mom always told me that I needed to date older men. But I did, and like I dated this like older guy like last year, and like he ended up calling me a cunt. And so
in like the British way where it was kind of cute?
No, we actually had a conversation about cunt. And like so when he called me it, I knew how he was using it and I was like, wow. And so
was it in a bad way?
It was in a bad way.
Oh.
Yeah. So I like, we took our separate ways and everything, and then all of a sudden he ended up showing up at one of my shows.
Did you see him out while you were doing the show? Did you notice that he was there?
No, he was there before. As I was like, when I arrived to like do the sound setup, and he was like, I don't want you to slap me, but I didn't know how to reach you because you blocked me on everything, and I just wanted to apologize.
Yeah.
And so I just put him to work, and I had him do my whole sound setup. And then he stayed there the whole time. It was kind of a slow event. But he took video, and then he packed all my stuff away. And he has a really bad back, too. So,
well, yeah, he's old.
Yeah. But it was really nice, so I forgave him. We're cool now.
Did you, during your set, at any point go, shout out to all the cunts out there?
Yeah, I should have. He knew who he was.
By the way, how old was he?
Late 50s. Oh, late 50s, yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Somebody that old.
There was this older guy, like he might have been like approaching 80, that really liked my sets. Mm-hmm. And he used to just always just like stare at me sometimes, because I'm like it was a restaurant, so he would just like stare at me from afar. It was kind of like people would ask me like, do you want me to do something about this guy? But I've talked to him before, and then one day I just like indulged, and so he took me out to eat, after my DJ set was like 2 a.m., so we went to Denny's.
Oh, you're blowing my mind right now. Okay.
We were like eating, and then he was like, he ordered milk, and he really wanted me to.
What the
And then like there's this point where he's like, drink the milk. And I'm like.
Wait, he ordered you milk?
No, it was him, but he wanted me to drink his milk, and it was like really weird.
God damn it, this is the grossest story I've ever heard. First of all, you're at Denny's at 2 a.m. This guy's telling you to drink my milk.
Yeah.
I can't handle it.
Literally, yeah.
I don't like this, Tina. Tina, you gotta stop hanging out with those people.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a silent rave?
Yeah, like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
I loved it.
You liked it?
Because the competition comes up again. So it was 2 DJs, me and another DJ. And when they're listening to their things, it shows you what color that channel they're on.
You're basically in a battle here.
Yeah, and so it's like you kind of see how people sheep out in a way because they follow each other. They see like one person's on that channel, then they all go to it. And it's
why they had 2 DJs at this silent rave with the colors. Oh, man. So you see somebody dancing, you're like, oh, they're dancing to that. The way they're dancing makes me want to go listen to that DJ.
Exactly. Such a social experiment. Like
I can't imagine anything I would hate more than going to whatever party that was. But at least it was quiet. I mean, do you still get a feel even though everybody looks, because it's so quiet.
Well, but that's the thing. It's that, like, I'm a mixer. I like to blend songs crazy. And so when you're, like, listening to the headphones, you can actually, like, hear the smoothness. Sometimes, like, when it's just on the speaker, you kind of get lost in the noise.
You ever DJ a funeral?
Oh, yeah. That was interesting to curate because you want to be, like,
Respectful,
sensitive,
sure.
you know? And, like, now I subtly build a funeral thing, you know, because you never know when you're going to get that call again.
Are you supposed to be morose during that playlist, or do you want to pick people's spirits up a little bit?
You want to pick people's spirits up, but it just kind of, it's hard because there was like a little bit of family drama.
Weirdest place you've ever DJ'd?
Oh, well, it was more like the weirdest situation. I did this hockey player. He was celebrating his best friend's birthday. We were at this mansion in Indio. He brought out all these champagne glasses. We do a toast. And then after we finished drinking it, he was like, "You guys, I hope you enjoyed that because I put Molly in all of the champagne drinks." So
That's illegal, right?
I think so. Yeah, so we're all going to party tonight. But one of my best sets. I got so many
So
customers
you think.
from... And now I'm for real. Literally one of the girls there, she was just like, when I get married, I don't even have a boyfriend yet.
Mm-hmm.
When I get married, you're going to be my DJ. And 3 years later, I was her DJ. And
She held true.
She held true, yeah.
Good for her.
It was great.
Where are you at with drugs? Do you enjoy experimenting with drugs, or is it not your thing?
Well, the experimentation, I think I had my years. Now I'm just tired.
Does it go hand in hand with the DJing in that world?
I mean, the source of me in my sober mind already hits. So if I like happen to like drink while I'm DJing, it's not like a worse or better set. It's just a different set.
What's your beef with the Palm Springs Surf Club? By the way, shout out to the Palm Springs Surf Club for giving me an extra hour last time I went surfing there.
You know, they're great. They're figuring it out. I think they, like, because they're still new. This is, like, a lot of problem that I have with a lot of clients out there is, like, a lot of people don't think about the heat. They want you to play outside. And I think there's been new owners since then, but basically they, like, we want you to do our summer sessions, but you have to set up at 4 o'clock, which is the hottest time during the day, at the hottest season of the desert. So it's like, you're setting up in 120 degrees. The equipment you spent thousands of dollars on. And your speakers, you're doing full labor setting it up. And it's when the sun's right overhead.
Gotcha. They don't get it. You
You
ever do pools?
Well, yeah, I do pool parties, but it's so hard because everybody has a pool party in the summer and it's like 120 degrees. So sometimes when I'm doing like really important gigs in the heat, I bring 2 systems because...
It'll overheat?
It just overheats. It just conks out. And then you bring the other one in. And then you have ice. You have laptop coolers. It's so...
I've always, when I work at the Cosmopolitan and I look out my room and there's a DJ at this pool and there's just hundreds of people in the pool. And I'm just like, I can't imagine the debauchery that's going on in there.
Oh, well, I would never go in the pools.
I wouldn't go in the pool either. You know, people are going underwater and getting a little handsy. Or bringing, like, now that you can take your iPhones underwater, who knows what they're doing?
Well, and then just the liquids coming out of them.
Oh, you didn't have to say it, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah,
You're swimming in semen, is what she's saying. Hey, have you ever performed at a foam party?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's disgusting as well.
You know what? In theory, it sounded a lot funner, and then when you're there...
Sure.
It's like...
You get sticky.
Yeah.
What about out there in the desert? A lot of gay men. Are they a good audience to perform in front of?
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so happy. It's lesbians that have been my biggest... Like, I did, like, a lesbian wedding. They're amazing. But, like, I did, like, a lesbian party.
And that was one of your favorites?
No, that was, like, my worst.
Oh, right.
I know they made me cry. It was, like...
They weren't nice.
No, they were not nice.
I mean, I hate to focus on stereotypes, but you give me my druthers, I'm hanging out with the gay men.
Yeah, and it was, like, really weird because you kind of get to that point where, like, sometimes you're, like, playing the music there's someone who thinks they can solve and be like, well, play this. And then you're like, I already played it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, well, play this. And then they get mad because I'm like, I already played it. I'm with you guys. I'm playing but there was just no happiness to be found.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm not, but these were older lesbians. I like did it for younger lesbians. They were great, but that was
just
my...
the older lesbians, not the best crowd.
I think it was like the menopause age because they remind me of my like...
I just read an article that we might be able to get rid of menopause.
Sign me up.
I don't know if it's real. I just had this article. I was just reading this the other day. It was oh man, I don't know if it's true. By the way, as a female DJ,
Yes.
is that tough in this day and age or no?
It's the best because everybody wants a female DJ.
Are there more
It's
female
true.
DJs than there are male DJs or no?
No. There will always be more male DJs because it is a labor-intensive job depending how far you take it.
Any songs you refuse to ever play?
Yes, it's the ethics of DJing that I really... Because we're in this era of access where you can actually see these people's lives. Things like playing Diddy right now. You can't really... Like, R. Kelly was my first one that I stopped playing after he got convicted. And then, Diddy, now I don't play him.
What about Michael Jackson? Where are you at on that?
Well, he never got convicted. So that's where I left it at. That's where
eight
I
padlocks
draw.
on a door seems like conviction.
Well, you know what? I think there's things to be discovered as time goes on. What I realize is that it doesn't matter if you love R. Kelly and everything or P. Diddy, because people were giving that fight like, well, this is my own memory. This has nothing to do with them,
Right. You remind me of my Jeep.
And then
hear that.
I kind of go between the thing of like, when do you separate the artist from the music? And as a DJ kind of conducting a vibe, you can play anything you want. You can play Diddy, you can play R. Kelly, but the problem is it's the frequency, the vibe that is invited. What I'm trying to say is that when those artists are played, bad things happen after.
Given that your profession involves playing music at events filled with drunk people, how do you handle all the unsolicited requests?
It gives me anxiety sometimes. So I do a lot of work trying to predict before they come, knowing the music that they love the most, getting it out the way at the beginning of the night, and then playing the rest of the stuff for everybody else.
You ever pop somebody?
Well, no. Well, the worst thing is too is like when someone comes up, because I don't mind playing requests, but I just don't like it when people come up with a whole laundry list. Because like I feel like people want to be like this is the perfect song, and then like if the song happens to land, they feel like wow, I helped the night.
It's
So
100% what they think.
yeah, 100%.
That's so silly.
Even though you're like choosing like 500 songs in one night, they're one song. Great.
Oh, thank you for playing No Woman, No Cry.
Hey,
It just
right?
it's always a good one to end
A
on.
little Bob Marley.
Everybody that's on the show gets some gifts.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes. It's just stuff around my house.
Okay.
Because I don't get excited.
That's right. That's
It's hand-me-downs, okay?
Okay.
So here, I got to... First thing I'm giving you, it's one of my kids. I don't like...
Ooh, velvet satchel.
It's for the sound bath.
This is mine?
Yeah, I don't want my kids to have this.
You know what's so funny?
No?
That's
What?
the same color as my car. I actually just got
That's not funny.
I got no, that's great. It's meant to be.
What? Because your car? Because you have a gold brown car?
It looks,
Okay, anyway. I'll get you the sound bath. My kids will never know that this is missing. Go ahead, give it a whack.
Yes,
You'll enjoy that.
Amazing.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, I got you, this is a pop ring, a whistle
thank
pop,
you.
and a candy necklace because I guess people do drugs.
Let's go.
Okay. This is my kid's pill container. He put stickers all over. You can take those off, but you put ecstasy or Molly in one of them and just hand them out. I don't know what
You know what? I actually was looking for a pill container because I'm getting to that age.
Let me tell you about one problem being a DJ. You tell me if you agree.
Okay.
First of all, you're working physically, okay?
Yes.
You come home, you might be a little ripe.
Yeah, 100%.
Smelling. You're traveling.
Yeah.
Okay? This is from some New York hotel. It's a fancy bag of
Okay.
product. It's just smell good stuff.
Looking out.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay.
Okay. Then
I like
these.
the bag.
I don't know who gave me this and what it is, but also you stink when you come home. You're sweaty and smoke. You probably experience more smoke than most people. Somebody gave me
Yeah.
these bags, but like it's like to put in your luggage. One says wash me, one says wear me. So I guess it's dividers, clean, dirty clothes, whatever.
Okay.
You're going to love that.
Yes.
Oh, you're going to love that. Oh, last thing I have. You just give this out next time you do. You ever do any parties for kids?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You just give this your next week. It's just all kinds of funny glasses.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, my kid, I don't know what they have.
I know a lot of adults that would appreciate this.
Well, they got, look, there's some pineapple ones. There's about 80 pairs in there. You give that to your next little kid
yes,
rave.
please.
Okay,
I mean, I might keep this for myself.
well, you do whatever you want. Okay, but you're gonna have all of this has to get off my desk.
Okay.
Okay, I cannot have. I'm gonna push off. We'll clean this up later for you. Do you go out in places where there is a DJ and are you super critical, or can you still just enjoy yourself?
I love it. I love to. So many people in my life, they're like, "Oh, well, you're a DJ," but I love when they play music for me because I get paid to be in that mode. I'm not trying to be in that mode anytime besides when I'm working. So like when I see other DJs, I'm hyping them up. I love it. I dance. I'm free because I'm like, woo, I'm not working right now.
Who's your favorite DJ of all time? Do you have a favorite?
Oh, Green Velvet maybe. Green Velvet might be top. Because, okay, so what I realized, because not only do you learn so much, like, on the job, but also because I've DJed for so long, when I do go out and see other DJs, it's almost connected to how they make love.
Oh.
You know, how they are in the sack is how people DJ, it like reflects, because you got the 1-2 hitters.
Yeah.
And then you've got the balance of feminine and masculine. And the way they are circulating, because like music is both sides, and like the way, because when I DJ, I'm so naturally girly girl that I can play a whole woman's set and not even think about it. But I've been having to do these stag parties like all men, and so I've been having to like masculine it up, and I've been like really seeing the difference between.
I didn't think there was such a gender line.
There is.
When it comes to a music playlist.
There is. 100%. And so it's like, when I saw Green Velvet, he's that beautiful mixture of like, I know there are women here that want to shake their ass, but I also know that there are guys here that want to like dance too.
I've never wanted to go out and shake my ass. That's the, not
No?
really. I mean, not.
Little twerk out?
No.
There.
It's not my thing.
Well, wait, what were you doing in college?
Well, in college, I was going to raves. I wasn't really
You weren't
shaking.
shaking it?
No, I was more doing the
Jumping?
stupid club dancing.
When's the last time you danced?
Willingly, it's been 30 years, 25 years.
Really?
Yeah.
They say it's the best exercise.
Well, okay. I don't want to
Release.
exercise.
Release.
I mean, do you feel good? Do you feel like I have achieved what I wanted to, or has success changed for you now?
Yeah, the goal gets more defined. More and more as far as like where I want to take this DJing. And at first, the goal was to DJ at Coachella. That was like the ultimate goal.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the intimacy of a small crowd. And a lot of the times, so like what happened this year is because I've been building my clientele so much, I've like just been DJing for these really high-end parties. And like, I love it because it's the high-end parties and the corporate parties because they don't expect the DJ to be good, honestly. And and so when I'm playing, like, it's the keys to the castle, you're playing modern music, because it's the rise of the niche. There's not really one main radio giving us the tunes. And so because there's so many hits, when you play that, you're tapping into a certain type of people.
Well, Tina, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
everything.
Tosh Show. I want to thank Tina Turntables for being on the show, and I can't wait to be at your next pool party. You think I'll get invited?
Probably.
I hope so. We got some plugs. Carl, you want me to plug anything for you? You got any dates coming up? Carl's got a walk around 4:30 this afternoon, and then another one scheduled for tomorrow at 9. Go to carl.co. Check out toshshowstore.com for some Tosh Show merch. Get your merch. Get your merch. Eddie's got a tour. Eddie's going to be touring with me. We got quite a few dates coming up. You snoring over there, big guy? It's time for our free plug. Let's go ahead and hit the free plug music. Was that from Tina Turntables? Let's see you transition into another song, into a different genre. Oh, look at that. Not as easy as you think, is it? You're no Tina Turntables. All right. This week's free plug is a triple threat because it covers the things I care most about in life. Baking, Saskatchewan, and the color pink. Okay. This is a is it Muriking pink stand mixer for sale. Just like a mixer. Okay. I don't even know this brand. It's in Regina, Saskatchewan. It's used but in good condition. This beauty features multiple speed settings, tilt head design for easy access. You know, I have the what's the one that everyone has?
KitchenAid.
I have the big KitchenAid, the Baker one that doesn't have the tilt head action. It's fixed.
It's annoying.
It is annoying. It's all, and it's the more expensive of the two. Anyway,
orange cord. Is it a commercial grade?
It's commercial grade.
Yeah, same here.
Anyway, this has got suction cups for stability. Great for mixing, kneading, and blending all your favorite doughs, batters, and various foods. Comes with a 5-quart mixing bowl. That's standard. But it's missing all attachments: dough hook, flat beater, and whisk. So you're gonna have to scavenger hunt your way to finding those. I'm guessing Muriking has those readily available. All right, his thing is easy to use. It's clean as minus the missing parts. It's for sale for $60. That's Canadian. You have any idea how this affects the price with tariffs? Do we have to do anything if we order it?
Probably not.
Oh, are you sure? I don't know how tariffs work yet. All right, just think how much you'd be paying if it came with everything. I already looked brand new. This mixer with all the stuff costs $90. So it's $30 less than that. Plus you have to replace all the attachments. You're going to come out ahead $5 to $10 easy, unless you're shipping it.
Yeah.
Out of country. That's a Muriking stand mixer in Regina, Saskatchewan. You can find it on the Facebook Marketplace. Guys, I never thought the free plug was going to get this specific.
We're there.
we really I sure hope we can find it a home.
If you buy this, reach out.
It's not an auction.
No.
$60 gets it.
I mean, you kind of got to live near Saskatchewan. It didn't say anything about
Oh, you think you have to drive by and pick it up?
I mean, they might ship it.
That's going to be a nightmare.
At that point, you might as well.
We're going to have to travel to see. What's it cost to fly up there? By the way, Saskatchewan. Anybody have any idea where in Canada that is?
I think it's middle.
Okay, so yeah, it's out in Nowhereville. Well, we're going to be up in Minneapolis. Any way we can grab that mixer and just have him hold it for a while? They put what kind of fee would he put on just holding it for a few months? We'll be up there in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I hope it goes to a new home that can, a forever home. I hope it goes to a forever home, somebody that can really use it.
They can't. There's no attachments.
Well, no, I don't mean use it as is. I mean once they get all the parts.
Once they bring it back.
once they. By the way, did I mention that it's pink?
Yeah.
It's pink.
Yeah.
That's a great color.
But what happened to all the attachments?
Well, you lost them. You lose attachments. What do you do with all your attachments? I always just put them in the bowl and I store them. But the problem with that is that 2 of the 3 never get used, and they're filthy.
Yeah, there's a lot of dust. You always got to clean it.
You got to rinse those off before you put them in. I recently had to replace the spring load where the attachments clip onto, and I don't think I put it on I don't think I attached the spring properly. Nah, it doesn't matter. See you next week. Tosh Show. Tosh Show. Tosh Show for show.